Yankees Files podcast. We are back. I'm Will Harris, your one-time Major League leader in games finished, Steve Cishek.
Hey.
And the rest of you are fans of the team that leads the American League East and the team that has the second best run differential in baseball. Although I haven't checked what happened to the Tigers today, so it may be the best here in a couple of minutes.
Was it that small of a gap? Because yesterday they lost some ground.
Oh, it is actually, so the Tigers just fell to plus 72 with their loss to the Rangers today, which means the Yankees, if they win by 7 or more, will tie or take the lead for run differential in Major League Baseball. You love to see that. The Yankees game is ending, hopefully,
it just
as
ended.
we speak.
They just ended. It just won 12-2. So
all right. In that case, got to fire off the win tweet, and the rest of you are fans of the team.
I apologize. Wait, I'm
Steve.
Anyway,
what are you
doesn't
doing?
matter.
Did
Sorry,
they win
man.
or not? Okay,
Look,
they won by 10. Yes. Okay. Yankees now have the best run differential in Major League Baseball. They lead the American League East. Don't worry about the record. It will sort itself out, is my assertion, but I think that's something we'll get into on this podcast. That and a lot of other stuff. But Steve, first, how are you doing? And I noticed I got some approval on the Steve Cishek thing, so thank you.
Yeah, Steve Cishek. He's an MLB The Show legend for anybody that's played that game. But yeah, he's always a funky delivery guy. I always remember him from the Marlins. I like Steve Cishek. Anyway,
sure.
Doing well. Yeah, I mean, today was definitely a nice way to end that series after another kind of, typical rough loss. I mean, it seems like every loss the Yankees have is a tough one to swallow, which is a good thing. We can get more into that, but still frustrating because you feel like you should be winning a lot of these games. So to have one that's another clear, decisive win, like many of the wins seem to be, very just easy wins. And that was another one with today, which was nice coming into the game thinking we don't even know who's really going to start. We didn't even know Yarbrough was going to be the starter until like an hour before game time. How much the pen was going to have to be worked. So for it to be this easy of a win, you didn't use any big bullpen pieces. Yeri picks up 3 innings. Matzik pitches the last one. Ben Rice grand slam. The homegrown talent on display. It was a fun game. Just a good win. Solid series. Yeah, vibes are looking pretty good going to Seattle. How you doing?
I mean, after this week, it's hard to be doing badly. The Yankees are hitting well. Ben Rice had a grand slam today. Carlos Rodon had a 10 strikeout, no walk performance. Will Warren had the best outing of his career. Yeah. Oswald Peraza hit a home run, which I didn't realize was possible, even though it was his second of the year. Cody Bellinger has been on the up and up. I think his WRC plus on April 22nd was like 43, and it is in the 90s now.
We're getting there.
That's a lot of progress.
He's doing real things better too.
He is totally.
There is stuff to look at there.
Jason Dominguez had a 3 home run game. That was really cool. So
that was awesome.
I think that there is a lot to like.
For sure. Yeah.
But I mean, where do you want to start? There's no shortage of things to discuss from this week. I think that a lot of people in their haste to get angry about yesterday, that's Saturday's loss, forgot that the Yankees took a series from the Padres, who are like a really, really good baseball team.
Oh, yeah.
We shouldn't gloss over that, and I want to make sure we don't.
No, for sure. I think that's huge. I mean, especially the way they did it, too. They beat the best I mean, like, coming into that series, I was looking at the Padres bullpen, and I was very scared. Just crazy elite, like unusually elite. And part of that small sample from the beginning of the season, everyone was pitching well at the same time, but that was pretty terrifying. So especially when you lose the first one and they beat your bullpen and you fall down in these other games and you're like, well, what the heck is going to happen here? I mean, this is going to be rough. And for them to do it against those bullpen arms was like validating, I think, too.
Totally.
And you're doing it against the absolute best. It was a very good thing. And it kind of killed a narrative least temporarily, that the Yankees don't come back in games, right? Not only did they
Yep.
do that in those 2 games, they did it against, probably the toughest odds you're going to have. So yeah, that was great.
Dude,
Yeah.
sorry. I don't want to distract from the comeback. How good is Robert Suarez?
Yeah, he is good. He looks nastier, I think, than he kind of is.
That actually could be true.
I mean, like, go check out some of his data right now. He doesn't get like a ton of whiffs, and he allows a lot of hard contact.
Yeah.
I think he's going to fall back down a little bit, but yeah,
Well,
the stuff
he's not
is
gonna have
really
a .53 ERA or whatever it is.
No,
all year.
but
Yeah.
I think when you watch him, it's like this might be like the best pitcher, like the best reliever in baseball or something. And
Yeah, no,
I don't think he is that, but
like
he is
physically
really
looks unhittable.
insane. Yeah, he
Yeah.
does. Jason had a great even though he didn't get a hit. Jason
Oh my
had a
gosh,
really
yeah,
good at bat against
he
him.
did.
Yeah,
He sure did.
I'm pulling up his page right now because I was looking at it. Yeah, so he's 8th percentile average exit velocity, 9th percentile barrel rate, and only 4th percentile ground ball rate. So a lot of hard contact, a lot of balls in the air. That is a recipe for something. You know what I mean? So
like we've talked about this type of guy. Like it's the Aroldis Chapman profile.
Yeah, kind of. He doesn't get
like,
quite as many whiffs though. That's the problem. Yeah.
But I mean, he's 51st percentile in whiffs, but 85th in strikeouts.
Yeah. No, he's still, he's a good pitcher. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like, he's really good reliever, but I don't know if he is that like Mason, even though like his numbers compared to Mason Miller right now are better.
Yeah.
I would take Mason Miller.
You might bet
every
on
day.
Mason Miller.
Oh yeah.
Going forward.
Yes.
So the Padres series was, in the first 2 games, it appeared to be a microcosm of the Yankees season. They lost a close game in which they blew a lead, and then they blew out the Padres in the second game with a 10-run 7th inning, which I thought was cool because that was a come from behind win. People forget because of how the scoreboard ended up looking. But then the third game was unusual in that here are the Yankees coming back and winning a close game. So they were down 3-1. Aaron Boone breaks glass in case of emergency and sends Trent Grisham to the plate against old enemy Jason Adam. And he hits a game-tying pinch hit home run because Trent Grisham apparently is like the greatest pinch hitter since Raul Ibanez. And then much maligned Devin Williams comes in the 10th inning with a runner on second base who promptly steals third.
Yep.
And
Lockridge.
Brandon Lockridge, old friend,
Yeah.
and gets out of it by striking out the side.
Yep.
I mean, what? And then the Yankees, of course, go on to bunt Jason Dominguez over, and then JC Escarra gets him in with a sac fly. What an incredible game, just on so many fronts, on the managerial front, on the guys who you might not expect to coming through front, on the picking up your normally reliable guys front. Like, let's not forget that Ian Hamilton and Luke Weaver really put the Yankees in a hole in that game. Like, it was just such a complete performance, and it was just a type of game that we haven't seen very often from the Yankees this year. And to do that, to win a series against a team as good as the Padres and against Dylan Cease, who was dealing that night.
He was so good. Like, I mean, I don't want to gush over other, but I mean,
ridiculous.
He was, I mean, like, I was looking at his season numbers. I'm like, how have you possibly not been good?
Yeah.
I mean, like, he looked impossible to hit. I mean, he was dotting everything. His mix was perfect. Like, it was, he was filthy.
Yeah. 9 strikeouts and 18 whiffs on 24 batters faced. Only hit he allowed was the home run to Bellinger, which I certainly didn't see coming.
That was a wild hit too.
What a game.
One of, what was, I forget the metric it was, but somebody on Twitter had
It
posted.
was one of like 5 home runs on a ball
3.
hit.
It was 3 home runs hit a certain height above the plate, like 4.5
like 4.
inches above the
Yeah.
plate. Yeah,
it was like 4.1 feet or something. And it was Bellinger, Jay Bruce and someone else, right?
Yuli Gurriel.
Yeah. I was surprised it wasn't Anthony Santander, because he hit a ball that was basically at his eyes for a grand slam against the Astros last year when I got kicked out of Camden Yards.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
I've never done Statcast search by like
pitch
that.
height.
Yeah. No, they've never done that. So yeah, but that was interesting. And it was funny. I didn't really get talked about, but like when Aaron Boone got interviewed after the game, they asked him about that home run, and it kind of shed a little bit of maybe what they're talking with Bellinger or something, because he was kind of sheepishly like, we're trying to get him to not chase, but that was a really good swing, and it's like, oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That was a chase we can deal with, I think.
Oh yeah, he just cheat. I mean, it would have been funny if he had thrown anything other than a fastball.
Yeah, he would have looked
so
incredibly silly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But that game in general was extremely exciting. That was probably the most entertaining game of the year. I mean, certainly watching the now many games, the Yankees have just gone on crazy offensive outbursts. That's always the most enjoyable in a sense, just to watch and sit there and bask in the glow of awesomeness. But from a baseball game perspective, the back and forth of that game was so exciting. So many big moments, so many cool performances. Both teams played really well. It was just, really, really, really exciting game. That was Fried, right? God, Fried pitched so well that game too. That was maybe, I think, the best Max Fried has looked was his last start. I don't know if the results are going to indicate that, but watching him, he was dotting every single pitch. It was like perfection everywhere. He left that one pitch to Merrill, who's just a freak show. But yeah, that was just a great game.
Merrill really is insane.
I didn't think he would be for like so much of last year. I thought it was fake, and then it's not fake. He's really good.
It's not even a little bit fake.
No, he hits the ball so hard too. He's just really good.
And wasn't a center fielder ever before.
No. Yeah, he's really like, man, that's a development. I don't even know what that is. That's just him being amazing. Just
I think that's just a singular player.
Yeah. And they locked him up. Good on Padres for locking him up long term. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Devin Williams, I mean, that was huge. Even though it was great. His stuff looked really good. It's still not a clean inning. I mean, he made it more intense than it had to be. But at the same time, I think both players that he allowed on base, I think you could make a good argument for allowing on base.
Yeah.
So I really didn't totally mind it, especially Arise with a runner on third, less than 2 outs. It's like, well, he's going to put it in play, right?
Exactly.
Like, that's the only guy who's going to do that for sure. So yeah, all right, walk him. I don't think he meant to hit Merrill, but also, if you don't have to face Jackson Merrill, I'm fine with that too.
It's fine not to face Jackson Merrill, I think.
So it worked out.
It was funny. I don't want to suggest that his not facing those guys was intentional, but the way he just turned it on in like the Bogarts and Machado plate appearances, it's kind of like,
yeah, it was cool. I wish with Bogarts, I wish he didn't go to 3-2, but I mean, hey, you get the K, so that's awesome. And that last pitch would have been a ball. So
yes, it absolutely would have been.
But it's a disgusting pitch. That's that. I can't knock it. I mean, that was his stuff looked gross. People were taking crazy swings like we were expecting to see against that pitch. So he still got things to do to prove he's all right. But I do like his demeanor in interviews right now. He's talking after that first game. He kind of seemed almost annoyingly unfazed because he did suck, but it's like he was mentally just blaming it on the weather, which if that's true, okay. And he looked better last time out, and he seems to think he's just all good to go now. So hopefully that's true.
Devin Williams in his last 5 appearances has a 15.43 K per 9 and a 2.9 FIP.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I mean, I again, Devin Williams will be fine.
Yeah,
he will be fine, and I think it's going to happen at some point this year. Hopefully, and not too long from now, if not already. But it was just how long would this go on for? That's really that was the question.
Well, hopefully it's over.
I hope so.
Do you want to talk about, or what do you want to talk about from the A's series? Because it would be too easy just to talk about how every guy mashed and the Yankees scored, 29 runs in 3 games?
Yeah.
Like that was pretty freaking good.
I mean, if we're going to talk about negative things as much as we can, it is the bullpen, which is interesting because the bullpen overall I do like, but it does seem like in inopportune moments things do seem to happen. Yesterday was a little bit, I think, of defensive stuff. Honestly, I think Jason Dominguez, 99% catch probability on a ball he let drop right in front of him.
I think both of those balls should have been caught.
The Trent one I give a little bit more of a leeway with, even though I think the catch probability was similar, only because the wind was apparently ridiculous. And you can see him tracking it and then like, and I don't think Trent is as good in center field as some of the accolades he gets. If people talk about him anyway,
or
but
just as good as he was before,
or as good as he was. He definitely used to be elite, but I don't think he is so much anymore. But that one I do think was a little wonky and weird. Not totally his fault.
Yeah,
but
I agree with that.
There are some I think maybe the main bullpen arm that concerns me right now is just Ian Hamilton. Ian Hamilton is in many ways not good right now. He had been concerning me from the very start of the year because his velocity is just down, like significantly down. But his stuff is still good, so it can work if he's throwing strikes. But now he's just not throwing strikes. Velo's down, no strikes, no command, no anything. That's a tough place to be. And with Loaizaga coming back, and I don't think they're just going to kick Ian Hamilton to the curb, but I don't know. I am concerned about him a little bit, maybe a lot of bit.
Are you concerned about Luke Weaver at all?
Yes, I am still very concerned about Luke Weaver. That has not gone away. Honestly, I think I was the one throughout him pitching well. I was the whole time like, I don't know. I don't really trust it right now. And then I allowed myself to forget about that. And I bought in because it was long enough that I was like, all right, maybe I'm just wrong. But now we're starting to see kind of the fruits of what I was talking about. I don't know. I think he will still be okay, but he's not the pitcher he was last year. Not right now, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I think the other thing is he was not as good last year as the results he got, period. And he was especially not as good last year as the results that people remember him getting.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Like,
but he was legitimately good. Like
of course,
very,
totally.
very good.
Totally.
But I see what you're saying. Yes. Well, let's look it up.
Yeah, I'm worried. I'm worried about Luke Weaver.
I will say his whiff rate is trending back up right now, which I kind of like. He's getting more whiffs on his fastball again. And his velo has trended back up.
It has.
Not to where it was last year, but it is getting better. But if you just look at the whiffs and Ks from last year, just so much higher. And that's really what we're seeing.
There's also like, didn't he get barreled by Martin Maldonado?
Was that him?
I'm pretty sure that happened. He has a
Maldonado did hit one. He went off Freed, I think, too.
Yeah, Maldonado is a Yankee killer, and I can't get over it.
It doesn't make any sense.
Luke Weaver has a 4.11 xWOBA allowed since April 23rd.
Oh, he's had some loud outs, man.
Yeah, there was wasn't there a game, one of the Cleveland games, he allowed 3 barrels and they just all went for outs
they
or
all
something?
Went for outs. Yeah. Yep. Man. Yeah, it's worrisome, man. It really is. And hopefully, it'll be ironic if, Devin just starts killing it, then Luke starts struggling. I still think the bullpen will be fine. I think one thing that keeps me thinking that is, one, I do mostly believe in everybody. And 2, Loaizaga's coming back. And apparently Loaizaga looks great, and he's melting hitters in the minors right now. So that's awesome.
Do you ever think about, because he's in Tampa, right?
He was. I think they moved him up to AAA, though.
Okay. Because I sometimes think about, like, I had a friend of mine from growing up played, like, D3 college ball, and one of his friends ended up in some minor league system. And had to face Jacob deGrom making a rehab start in like his 4th game in low A or something.
Yeah, that's
it's like, imagine you're 22 years old. You played, very minor college baseball. For whatever reason, you end up on this team, and it's okay. Go out and face a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, that's tough. There was a tweet at some point, right? Like from some minor league team where it was like, Jacob deGrom is throwing 102. Please send help.
Exactly. Yeah. And I imagine that's to a lesser extent what these guys having to go out and face Jonathan Loaizaga is like. Like, you've never seen anything like that. Most of you won't ever.
Yeah. Throwing just 98 turbo sinkers in on the hands. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun to have him back,
Dude,
especially
it's gonna
because
be
he's looking great.
It's going to be crazy to have Loizaga and Cruz together.
Yeah.
Like, holy cow.
Yeah, and I saw some takes about Cruz. I really don't think Cruz did too much wrong the other game.
No.
I think he got a little unlucky, and yeah, he did hang one. I think he really had one bad pitch, and it got hit.
Yeah, he compounded it by allowing the home run, but he didn't put himself in that situation, really.
No, and I don't even think that ball leaves a lot of the time. I think it was
I don't think
weird.
so either.
Everything about that was weird. He struck out Jacob Wilson that inning. I mean, that's
you don't
so
do that
hard
if you're
to
not
do.
dealing.
That's so hard to do. Of course, Yarbrough did it today, which that's bizarre.
Yeah, but Yarbrough was dealing.
He was. But yeah, no, I think Cruz is good.
Dog.
Oh God.
You know what?
That was good. That wasn't bad.
It's a good nickname, and I'm running with it. He's the Junkyard Dog.
Oh God.
Yarb is just an awkward thing to say. Nothing's gonna sound good.
Yeah. I'm hopefully people don't go Yarb against him very often. Don't do it. All right. Here we go.
Oh my gosh. I think it's worth addressing the pitching situation because I think overall, we've talked about the bullpen. I think we agree they're probably going to be fine. They have an off day on Thursday and an off day next Monday after the Mets series. So they can kind of ride with Rodon, Schmidt, Fried, and Warren for a little bit if they want to. Do you just put Ryan Yarbrough in the rotation? Do you schedule around that fifth spot? Because it's not like they can really... If there's a fifth starter right now, it is Ryan Yarbrough, right? Like there's no other direction to go with it.
No, I think it would be a good idea. I do think they really like, and I don't disagree, having him as insurance, for any start, especially Will Warren.
Totally.
But also Clark has been known to go really short from time to time. So I think he's really, really nice insurance for that kind of thing. But and we're not feeling it as much right now because Clark and Warren both went really deep in their last two starts.
Yeah, I forgot to give Clark credit for that.
Yeah, Clark had a really good start.
2 runs, only
just
one
6?
walk.
I thought he went over 6 for some reason, but I think he had a low pitch count through those 6. They just didn't push him past that.
Did he pitch? Maybe he faced a batter in the 7th and they took him out. I don't recall, but
I don't remember. Yeah, but yeah, I think you don't feel it as much right now when that's going on. So they just don't have anybody else, man. It's like unless they want to add somebody to the 40-man, like Alan Winans continues to kind of be weird and goodish down in AAA, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do. I really have. I couldn't tell you, but yeah, no, I have no idea. Really, we'll have to see how they play that one out. You don't feel the need for everything too much right now because everybody pitched well their last time through. It's a strange feeling right now. The rotation, really, if you think about it, all 5 pitched pretty damn well their last time.
It's the pitching version of when they're playing well, it looks like they're never going to lose again. And when they're playing badly, it looks like they're never going to win again. It was so funny. I was texting my dad during the Saturday game, and it was right as they had blown the lead, and he's like, this doesn't look like a good team right now. And I was like, did you say that last night when they won 10-2? And then today I kind of cheekily texted him like, they look pretty good to me.
Yeah, there's a difference between I'll get upset that they're not taking more advantage of their goodness. You know what I mean? That's where I'm upset.
They have 23 wins and their Pythagorean record says they should have 27.
Right. I think they are better than that. I don't think that it is indicative that they are bad. I'm worried about a time that's inevitable. It's going to happen. They're going to go on a losing streak this year. It's going to happen. And we're going to be thinking about, damn, if they could have just won a few more of those games when they really easily could have.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. I don't think they're bad. If anything, I mean, I felt more positives about the team walking away from yesterday than I did negatives. It was just they left with a loss. That's frustrating. So that's really it. But I mean, the team was good yesterday.
Totally.
Just the bullpen. Even just Rodon, man. I mean, I don't think he had his good stuff at all. I don't think Rodon had anything close to his best stuff.
Yeah,
he struck
what was
out
it?
10.
Like seven hard hit balls allowed.
He came out throwing barely above 94. He didn't have his good fastball, but he ended the game throwing 96.
He was, and 10 strikeouts, no walks, as you said.
10 strikeouts, no walks. I mean, that's huge. And they're a team that hits left-handed pitching really well.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
and if it wasn't for a 93.8 mile an hour ball getting over the wall, we feel even better about it.
Even better about it. Yeah, it really is that what I think I tweeted out, like if this is what Rodon does when he's struggling, it's so good.
Yeah,
It's
awesome.
so good. Yeah.
Something else that's so good. Do you know who's 5th on the team in WRC plus?
Jason Dominguez.
Jason Dominguez, who has a 126 WRC plus.
Yep.
I recently heard the phrase, "we never got this far in our dreams" applied to something. And that's how I feel about this Jason Dominguez season so far. Like, he only has 134 plate appearances, but I wasn't sure he would have any stretch of 134 plate appearances at a 126 WRC plus this year.
I was more confident in him than you were.
You were, absolutely.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be like around league average as a hitter and like a perfectly serviceable player. And that may still happen.
May still be what happens. Yeah.
The ex-Woba's moving in the right direction. He's done a couple encouraging things from the right side. He's walking a ton. 11.9% is second, third on the team if you count. Oh, fourth, I guess. Sorry. If you count JC Escara, it's fourth. If you don't, it's third, and it's only a 1/10 of a percentage point off of Jazz. So, like, he's doing so many good things. And, of course, the 3 home run game is huge for how the overall production looks. But he's just scorching the ball. He's making good swing decisions. Like, he's
got, like, 80th percentile Seager score right now or something.
Yeah,
apparently.
He is competing at the major league level just so much more effectively and with so much more poise than I expected he'd be able to, because
he's a major league hitter. He looks like a major league hitter. Yeah.
Because I was just like, I was so caught up in Jason Dominguez is so young. He's hardly played any professional baseball. Like, we're going to have to be patient with him. And for him to come out and do this over the first 25% of the season, it just shows me that there's something there that can be accessed right now that I wasn't sure he was going to show us for a while. So regardless of where things go, it's really exciting that we know this guy is in there.
Yeah, I mean, seeing a 3 home run game, then followed by something like him scoring from first on a double today. I mean, just ridiculous speed.
Yeah.
I mean, like that is, to use a Yankees fans phrase about like Volpe, that's the player we were promised, right? That's the Martian, right? The guy with ridiculous tools, absurd tools, switch hitter, lacking on the glove. But you know, that's a prediction that I had that I don't know if it will be true. I think it will trend better, but I think he's like last and outs above average right now for left fielders. But you know, that's what it is. But yeah, and from a bat perspective, and I kind of lazily was looking at his Savant page and saw his launch angle sweet spot. Not great. So he's not getting ideal launch angles. And I know he had issues with hitting balls on the ground too often. So I naturally assumed that he was still hitting a lot of ground balls. And Ryan Garcia corrected me and said, no, he's not really actually hitting that many ground balls. His ground ball rate's not even that high. And I think in the last like 2-week stretch, his pulled fly ball percentage is like jacked up and crazy. And he's doing a lot more hitting balls in the air and hitting them pull side. So really good.
It's very exciting.
I think he's at like a 37% ground ball rate or something, which is below league average, like significantly. So
which it was not on my bingo card.
No, I know that was your, and I shared in it, but that was your concern going into the year, that his ground ball rates were iffy, amongst other things. But yeah, I mean, his hard hit rate's like 90th percentile, something crazy like that.
He's
just good.
He really is like the toolsiest dude, with the exception of defense, like arm, speed, hit for power. Like, he's just ridiculous, and it's really fun.
He just needs reps, man. He's got to keep playing. And I think the whole playing time thing is interesting. I don't think there's an answer to it. It seems like somehow everybody keeps getting enough playing time. I actually don't even know how it's happening, but it is. Aaron Boone really, I know he gets so much, but he is doing such a good job with this team right now.
People aren't going to like this, Steve. Watch out.
No, I know. And I think it's such a lazy way to like look at like the Pythagorean win-loss and then look at the record and say, well, that's the manager not doing as well. And that's nonsense. That doesn't mean anything. He's doing so much with this team right now. I mean, coming into this season, the offense wasn't even, that was like supposed to be an average part of the team, if that, right? That was the concern. The way he's mixing and matching to give everybody their best chance on a given night, it's nuts. I think he's managing the bullpen really well.
The Yankees have
really
a
good.
135 WRC plus as a team. No American League team is within 16 of that. No Major League Baseball team is within 10. The Dodgers at 125. They have
Does every team even have a player with a 135 WRC plus? I bet
definitely
there are teams that don't. Yeah,
definitely not. Like I'm just gonna pull up the Angels at random.
And they're still like top 5 in everything if you take out Aaron Judge, so that excuse doesn't even work.
Yeah. Minimum 60 plate appearances. The Angels do not have anyone with a WRC plus of 148 or better.
That's so sad.
Or sorry, of 135 or better. It's
123
from Zach Neto is as good as it gets for them. So yeah, the Yankees the Yankees as a team are better than any hitter on the Angels, for example.
It's crazy.
They have 11.4 Fangraphs WAR from hitters. Nobody else is above 10.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, to have that be the case and to have like Cody Bellinger not even being a league average hitter.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's so bizarre.
And they're getting contributions. They're either places that they're getting much greater contributions than we expected. Dominguez is in there. Volpe is in there. Ben Rice is in there.
Yeah.
Trent Grisham is in there. Or they're just getting contributions that we never would have thought were going to happen. Like JC Escar only has 40 plate appearances, but he's been an above average hitter and walked 12.5% of the time.
Sure.
Like JC Escar has 0.4 Fangraphs WAR in 14 games. Well, how is that possible? Like, it's really, really cool.
Yeah, I mean, Paul Goldschmidt just being like, what
Paul Goldschmidt for sure.
What is this with Paul Goldschmidt, man? I mean, nobody could have predicted what's happening right now because this doesn't look like Paul Goldschmidt. If you broke down the data on this season, I would never guess that this is Paul Goldschmidt. He's a completely different hitter than he ever has been. And recently now, because the whole thing with him had been like, yeah, he's a decent batting average versus righties, but just zero slug. He had like a 600 OPS against righties. And it was just tanking every single lefty he faced. Now he's hit a home run against a righty the other night, 2 doubles today. I think 3. Wait, is it 3 doubles?
3 doubles today. Yeah, 3 hits all
against righties. Yeah. So I mean, I'm going to be curious to see what it looks like against righties after all that. But yeah, I mean, man, we were talking on the chat there, like of all the first baseman options we talked about, this is so far and away the best so far, the best we could have had.
Unbelievable. And when you think about moving on from Soto and replacing that production, well, it's not, they didn't just move on from Soto. They moved on from Soto. They moved on from Glaber. They moved on from the situation at first base. And what they've gotten out of first base this year between Goldschmidt and Rice, I mean, obviously not all of Rice's playing time has come there, but those guys have combined for like 2.6 WAR already.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The Yankees had negative WAR from first base last year.
Craziness.
Like what they've already recouped year over year is unbelievable.
Yeah, the feeling of this lineup is so much different in that, like last year, it really was like for most of the year. Later on, when they added Jazz and Wells really heated up and everything, felt a little deeper, but Glaber. But this year, it like from the start here, it feels like up and down the lineup, you can do something. And that's even more true when Jazz is playing.
And what a testament to the Yankees player development success, because even if you want to put Aaron Judge aside in that category, Volpe has been a competent and effective hitter. Ben Rice has been phenomenal. Austin Wells has been above average. Escar has been above average. Like Dominguez has been terrific. There are so many guys in this lineup that the Yankees either drafted or signed and developed or debuted with the Yankees who have been terrific offensively this year. And it is a great testament to player development being non-linear and occasionally hard to predict and taking time. But the Yankees are looking like they're going to have a lot of feathers in their cap on the offensive player development front based on what you've seen thus far.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, it's still early. Obviously, a lot of
Sure.
narratives and things can change, but something like Ben Rice, when he was so absurdly good to start the year, and then
Yep.
dipped. He was struggling a little bit, not like crazy struggling, but certainly not hitting as well, and the numbers are starting to drop. And to see him turn it back on again, and
Yeah.
now hitting that like validates so much more that this wasn't just a fluke, right? Every time
Mhm.
you drop down and you need to adjust back to the league, and then you do it, it's huge, and
Yeah.
it gets me to believe every time something like that happens. I believe more and more and more that what we're watching is real. And with Ben Rice in particular, I don't think he's an 1,000 OPS guy or something like that, but I think he's a really good hitter for
He
sure.
might be like an 850 OPS guy or
He
higher.
might be, could be
Yeah.
higher. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's he? He's still at like 930 right now or something after today.
Yeah. Let's see.
Um,
After today, Ben Rice is at 937 with a 165 WRC plus.
every time he has briefly in individual games dropped below a 900 OPS, and it's
Yeah.
like he's like, "F that, man," and
Exactly.
he immediately does something, and then he's right back above it. And it's like, all right. I don't think we've
Oh
seen
my
him be below
gosh.
900 this whole year. Maybe like the game one. I don't remember how it
Yeah.
started, but he has not dropped below that point.
Here's just a weird thing that I found. Who do you think is second on the team in runs batted in?
Might be Cody Bellinger.
It's not Cody Bellinger,
Okay.
although he's tied.
He's
for
up there for
fourth.
some reason. Okay.
Yeah.
Second. All right. So it's obviously Aaron Judge's one.
Yep.
Probably not Goldie. But not well. Volpe.
Volpe 22. So Judge has 39. The second place person is 24. Volpe is third with 22.
Who the hell is it? It's not. Is it Rice? Is it Goldschmidt? I don't even know now. I mean, did those seem
Rice
more
has
obvious?
20. Goldschmidt has 20. Bellinger has 20. Grisham has 20. It's Austin Wells.
Oh, okay.
Who
All right.
has fewer plate appearances than like
Yeah, I just
everyone
assumed
else
he
in the
wouldn't
top
have, yeah.
five.
Huh. Good for him. Austin Wells having a weird year.
Having
Overall
a weird
good,
year. Yeah.
but he hitting the ball hard, still barreling. The dude's just got to walk, and it seems like he's swinging first pitch so often. He's just like uber aggressive. I don't know how I feel about it, but he still hits. And for catchers, I mean, like, look, he's good. He's a very good catcher.
Yeah.
Super valuable. Yeah, I can't complain really. But I did think, like, when we were talking early in the year about him leading off, right? One of the things we talked about was that his discipline was so good.
Yep.
He walks a lot, gets on base a lot. That is not the archetype of Austin Wells that we are seeing this year.
No, it's weird that he's not walking. I wish his BABIP was higher than 205. That would really be bothering me if I were Austin Wells.
Yeah.
I solicited some listener and follower questions.
Okay. I didn't see them this time. Sometimes I see them beforehand.
Not this time. From Drew at Drew Klugs.
Hi, Drew.
Is #Steve is catching on still concerned about the amputation affecting Ben Rice long?
You're breaking up on me again, but every slump, I am concerned about Ben Rice's elbow again. But no, I mean, at this point, it's been too long to blame that on anything. So no, at this point, I think we're just, though, he's got to stop getting hit, man. He leads the league in hit by pitches now.
I think you're putting the responsibility in the wrong place. People need to stop hitting Ben Rice.
I didn't mean to say it like that. Yeah, no, like look, I don't blame the victims, man. All right, that's
it's not how it sounded.
Ben Rice just shouldn't wear his elbows out like that. He's asking for trouble. God. Okay.
Oh man.
But yeah, no, I think he's fine. I don't think that's. I think we've moved beyond that. Now he's had dips and valleys and peaks and everything. Like he's gone up and down in his performance since then. So I just don't think it's fair to blame that on anything at this point.
Yeah, I would agree with that. From at Shiesty Belly, thoughts on Clark Schmidt adding a kick change to his repertoire?
I would love for him to do that, but it's not as easy as just telling somebody to do that.
Yeah. Not everyone is Clay Holmes.
No, and like Clark used to. I don't know if it was a kick change, but he used to throw a changeup, and it was god awful.
Reasonably often.
It was god awful. It got mashed, and he ditched it. And I know there's something about the way he throws his cut. Like it doesn't. When he started throwing his changeup, it was messing with his other pitches, just his grip and his release point and everything. So he ditched it. I mean, in an ideal world, yeah, you'd really want that pitch against lefties in particular, because that's where he has the most difficulty, but he's also shown he can be really effective without one. So
Yeah.
it's just he needs to have his curve in particular if he's going to do it. Curve and cutter need to be working really well.
I'm interested in the four-seamer that StatCast claims he throws.
He doesn't throw a four-seamer. It's nonsense.
Because I think it has to just be hard sinkers. But
Probably.
StatCast claims he's thrown 6 this year, and I don't really believe it, but like
I don't recall seeing
it. It is
it.
pretty like meaningfully different on induced break than the sinker. So like it might be real. It might be like when Clay started randomly throwing a four-seamer, like very, very rarely. Anyway.
Is it just a cutter misread?
Well, it's so much harder than the cutter.
Okay.
And it also isn't near the, I mean, it's closer to the cutter on those charts than the sinker, but like still pretty much in its own.
I mean, does it have like arm side movement instead of glove side? I'm assuming then. I don't feel like looking it up right now.
Yes, it has arm side movement, but some of his bad cutters have arm side movement.
Yeah. Interesting.
And like a lot of rise, or more rise than any of his other pitchers. I don't know. Just maybe something is there with respect to Clark Schmidt's repertoire.
50% whiff rate on it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Super large sample. From Alex at T00GE2. I love this question. At what point would you begin to care about the Judge 400 chase? Like from the perspective of finishing the season there.
Oh, man.
For me, it would be crazy late, like August, I think.
Even later. I'm not even kidding. Like even later. It would have to be like the last week of the season or something. I don't know. Maybe a little earlier than that. But if he was still hitting 400 in considering what Aaron Judge is going to do if he's making that much contact and getting that many hits, there'd be so many other things that I would be going crazy about if he's still hitting that high of an average into August or September. I mean, you'd have like, I don't even know. He'd be doing things that we've never seen before.
Yeah, we'd be talking about like 15 WAR and 70 home runs and
400 would be the last of my thoughts.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think the other thing is just his BABIP is 480 right now.
It's
like this is kind of my thing. It's not going to stay there.
No.
And there's an interesting there was an interesting article in Baseball Prospectus a couple years ago when Luis Ariz was hitting for a really high average that was about how like batting average on balls out of play is really important. And for Judge, those are a lot of home runs. For Ariz, it was a lot of foul balls.
Right.
And it's just like, his BABIP will not stay high enough for him to really scare 400. But like the idea that Aaron Judge could be a true talent 350 hitter this year with this profile, maybe not.
Yeah, no,
crazy.
I can see that.
Yeah,
no, I at this point, it's still just so early, man. Even something like that, hit 350. If he goes 1 for 3 with a walk and a bomb, that average is going down. Like, I mean, it's just
exactly.
It's so ridiculous. So, I just don't know. It doesn't matter right now.
I will say, for as much as I don't really care about the traditional counting stats, I would really like Aaron Judge to win the Triple Crown.
Yeah, sure.
I think that like I really like the Aaron Judge is the Mickey Mantle of our generation thing. Because I think it's a fun way to put in perspective how good Aaron Judge is. And if Aaron Judge wins the Triple Crown, which Mickey Mantle, of course, did, that would be a fun thing.
Yeah, I mean, it would, like, selfishly, I kind of want it because it would make my arguments with people that don't do advanced statistics a lot easier because everybody can contextualize like Triple Crown really easily. It's baked into our memory and our, emotions and everything. So that would mean something. Like I still have every now and then somebody will tell me that Miguel Cabrera is a better player than Aaron Judge because he won a Triple Crown. It's like I don't even know where to begin with that, But it doesn't. It's arbitrary. It doesn't mean
it is. It totally is. I just think it would be fun.
Yeah, it'd be fun. Yeah, it'd be fun. 62 home runs was arbitrary, and I cared about that.
It was
right?
also fun. Yeah. I started during that the 62 home run chase. I would be like watching the game on 3 different devices just to see which one was getting it first. Like we'd have it on the TV and I'd have it on my phone and I have it on my computer just to make sure that like whichever direction I was looking, I would see it and also like see which one was first. Anyway,
it's crazy how long ago that was. It doesn't feel like that. It's 2022, man. It's nuts.
There's been a lot of baseball since then.
Yeah.
From Rob.csv at good for Rob with 2 B's. When is Steve's dad getting on Dad Take or Bad Take? # Steve.
It's not. I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, like he's Dad. If you're listening, you're more than welcome to come on. We've talked. I don't think he would even want to come on this podcast. This isn't his arena to play in. But never say never. If the Yankees win a World Series, perhaps he would come on and just be happy for an episode.
Okay. From Don, Rob's not going to like that answer.
I'm sorry, Rob. I'm sorry, Rob. I'll work on it with my dad, but I wouldn't cross your fingers.
Rob, possibly the biggest Dad Take or Bad Take fan out there.
My dad's on a cruise right now. He's just chilling, man.
He's on a Fernando cruise.
He's on a Fernando cruise. Yes.
That's wild. From Dom at Dom Fully with 2 Ys. Is it too early to talk about potential trade targets? If not, who do you want to see us go after? My answer to this question is yes, it's too early. Look how much the roster has already changed from where we thought it would be in the spring. That's basically the amount of time we have until the trade deadline. So
yeah, who knows who's going to be in and out and everything else, who's available. I mean, certainly I think it's easy to predict they'll need a starter. Who? No idea.
Sure.
So yeah, who knows? I know Sandy Alcantara is like he's pitching like crap right now. He could be pitching great for the next 2 months and he'll be an easy trade chip again. Like so many things could happen. So
last question that just came in, very well timed, from Kin Noseball at _24 Kin. Will # Steve finally be happy this episode?
Oh yeah, I'm happy, Ken. You got one.
There we go.
We had a happy episode not that long ago.
We did.
We had a happy one. Yeah. The one where we bombed off Cal Gibson. We were recording during that one.
That ruled.
Great. Yeah. I don't like this narrative that I'm never happy. It's just not true.
I think we've gotten to that time in the episode during which we rate our confidence in the New York Yankees because the internet is not performing well.
It is
and
not.
I need to get this uploaded and
I'm
posted.
keeping it together, but so many times I'm not even sure if you're hearing me. I don't know if you're talking. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting edit for sure. Your confidence out of 10 in these New York Yankees who lead the league in run differential.
Remind me where I was last time. I don't remember. I think I went down. I think we both went down.
Yeah, we both
went up
went
to me by 0.1. I think I was like 7.7.
7.8 and 7.9 or 7.7 and 7.8, something like that.
I'm going to go back to where I was, which I think, but before that, I think it's like an 8.1. Maybe I'll go an 8.2. Feeling pretty good. Feeling good. Yeah.
Yeah. I honestly, like, the Yankees have the best run differential in baseball. They're 2.5 games off of the best record in the American League and 3.5 games off of the best record in baseball. To the extent that this is a forward-looking metric and we're talking about the team that leads baseball in runs scored and is, upper half in runs allowed, better half that is in runs allowed, like I have a lot of belief in them. So yeah, like give me like 8.5. I think some things could go wrong, but a lot of things are going the direction I'd like to see them going. And
so you're really projecting a lot off of the run differential. I find that interesting.
Well, it's more predictive than their record,
I suppose. I don't know.
And could you argue that there are things in that run differential that won't sustain? Sure. Like Trent Grisham is not going to be a 175 WRC plus hitter all year. Ditto Paul Goldschmidt, ditto Ben Rice. But at the same time, like I think Devin Williams is going to be a more effective pitcher than he's been. I think, I really like what I'm seeing from Carlos Rodon. I think Clark Schmidt is moving in the right direction. I think it's possible that Will Warren can look more like the guy he was the other day than the guy he was when he didn't get out of the first inning in Tampa. So I think there are puts and takes on both sides. And I don't think it's weird that at this point in the season, the Yankees have the best run differential in baseball. So let's ride.
Fair. All right. See, I think this is the biggest gap we've had so far. It's only by 0.3.
We're so out of step. I feel like I don't know you anymore.
No. So if we had lost today, would you still have said 8.5?
Well, if we had lost today, we probably wouldn't have the best run differential in baseball, Steve.
That's fair. That's fair.
But I think I still would have gone up, given all the runs that were scored and winning a series against the Padres, who I deeply respect.
It's just interesting how, yeah, I don't disagree. I feel like there is just some like condition. I just wish they had won some more of the games they should have won. That's really, I can't harp on it enough. It's just
I
very
do
frustrating.
too. But here's one way that I've been thinking about this before I go to you for your parting shot. I also wish the Yankees would have won some games that they lost. But if it's the case that run differential is more predictive of future success than your record, which we know it is, and if the Yankees' run differential, or at least their run differential ranking, is at all showing their true talent, then there aren't that many teams that I'm worried that the Yankees can't beat. So, I wish their record were better, but I also think that if you're betting on a team to be really good over the rest of the season, the Yankees are a pretty good bet to take.
Yeah, I hope so. I think I just have
bet to make, I suppose.
I don't know.
I have concerns.
Yeah, I still have very real concerns. And I guess that's always the case. I wish I had less of those concerns. I wish either I had less concerns or the team had won those games.
Yeah.
One of the two, I'd be a little bit more optimistic. But I think, like I said last time, if they're a good team, they're going to be a good team. If they're somehow secretly not a good team, that'll bear itself out. And I don't think that's the case. So, yep.
I would agree. Any parting shots aside from that from you before we wrap up this episode?
No, I think, we briefly touched on it, but just the starting pitching doing what it did this last time through the rotation is so huge, and you feel it. It's just the games felt different because of it. And I want to see more of that. The optimism goes up so much if Will Warren's giving you 5, 6, 7 innings.
For sure.
Clark Schmidt's around. I worry Max Fried can't continue possibly pitching this well.
No,
obviously.
He can't keep having a 1 year.
No. But yeah, I hope the regression doesn't, as it so often seems to in baseball, come in this massive clump wave where he has I hope it's more gradual. But Rodon looks really good. I mean, yeah, I'm just so happy with that specifically, and then the bats continue to be good. So, yeah, happy times.
Absolutely. So we have Max Fried, Brian Wu could be a fun.
Oh man, the Mariners have been. Didn't they just get killed by the Blue Jays or something?
I believe they did, but they also
they had been playing so
hitting way better than the Mariners should be hitting.
Jorge Polanco's like Aaron Judge right now.
Yeah,
makes no sense.
So anyway, that brings us to the end of this episode. We will be back. Oh, gosh, I did that in the wrong order. You can keep up with everything we do at yankeesfiles.com. You can follow us on Twitter where we are at Yankees Files. Are you looking at Jorge Polanco's stats?
I'm just looking at the Mariners in general.
Yeah.
Polanco didn't play today for some reason.
Podcast is available wherever you get your podcast with the added bonus of video. If you're listening on Spotify, the full video podcast also goes up on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@crosstownsports. We will be back same time, same place next week to recap the series in Seattle and hosting the Mets. Until then, let's go Yankees.